Hi everyone, it's Allie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm participating in the 7 Kids Craft Store Hop. It features their digital stamp Bubble Babies, which is completely adorable. This is a hashtag driven hop, so you're going to find the hashtag information in my description and title. And if you click on that, you will find all the other amazing creators in this hop. So some of us were giving mermaids with closed eyes, and some of us were giving mermaids with open eyes. So you're going to see a variety. She also has a lot of other elements that go along with the mermaids, so we can kind of pick and choose what we wanted to use. So I went ahead and printed mine out using my laser printer because I wanted to do some Copic coloring. And then you'll see there I just drew in that little sandbar at the bottom. So even though my mermaid is sitting on a rock, I just had a vision of it being under the sea. And I just kind of envisioned her maybe sitting on a sandbar. But they are supposed to be under the water. So I don't know if you guys do this, but sometimes with stamps, I see them and then I just have this whole story in my head. So I went ahead and did that. Now, I would say fairly new to digital stamps. I have worked with them in the past. I didn't know, though, how to create a scene using digital stamps. Usually I would just print it out. Now, I didn't realize my computer doesn't have Microsoft Word. So I really didn't need it in the past. If you watch my channel, you know I normally work from home and do travel. So I normally log into their system and, I don't have a need for that. So I was trying to figure out a way that I can make a scene with these stamps and challenge myself with what I had to work with. I didn't want to have to buy Microsoft Office. So I kept Googling and watching some YouTube videos, and I finally found where they said that you can use Google Docs. So I thought that was pretty interesting because I do use Google Docs. And so I went ahead and played around with it, and it worked awesome. I didn't realize how easy it was. Very fast. It worked great. So I was very proud of myself that I actually figured it out. Not that I am not computer savvy. I mean, I'm not the best at it. I don't love it, and I'm very impatient. So for me to play around the computer and figure out something like that is not the most fun for me. But I was very excited that I did this. So I'm kind of addicted, so I probably will do a lot more of it. So back to the card. Here I picked out a couple of blues, and I will have all the colors I use down in the description box below. And if you have any questions, please just let me know. I wanted it to sort of look like an ombre, so I'm going to do the darkest at the bottom and the lightest at the top. So I'm starting with my lightest color just to kind of get some ink on that page. Because it's such a large space, I wanted that ink there so I can get it moving and mixing instead of just starting out with my darker color. If I did that, I think it would be a lot harder to blend. I'm technically usually someone who will start with her darkest and go to the lightest just to save time. And since I've always done it that way, I don't find it to be difficult. So on certain papers, I should say that. Certain papers blend better than others. So I tend to use papers that I'm familiar with, that I've tried a lot on, and I kind of know which papers I can do what blends with. So if you have any questions, I by no means am an expert on Copic coloring. I kind of just learn by watching others and kind of teach myself and kind of do just, what I like. I'm a crafter. Technically, I'm not an artist, so I do what makes me happy, and these are cards I'm just giving away or, um, selling at the school fairs or something like that. So I did decide this year to learn some other techniques and, just try some new things. So I did join Kitten Clouder, which is a big, I want to say like coloring website. They teach you how to color with all different mediums. So I have some classes. I have not done them yet. Just trying to find the time to do that. But I hear they are awesome, so I'm kind of excited to start that. So this video is going to be very, very coloring heavy because that's basically what I did with the card. I added some sparkle and some extras, some embellishments at the end, but this is basically the card today. Under that card, I want to let you know, is the Waffle Flower Mixed Media Mat. I think that's the name of it. Please don't quote me if I'm wrong. They might call it something else, but I have the large one that I actually bought from 7Kids, and then I also have bought the small one, and I love it to color on it and to stamp on it. It's small, easy to use, and your card really doesn't move around, so that's what I used for this. And while I'm coloring here, I am just going to talk a little bit about the 7Kids store. So Kelly is awesome, I have to say. I have been a customer, maybe 3 or 4 years now. I'm not exactly sure when I discovered them. Um, I think I found them first. I don't know if I did on Facebook, something. I must have Googled something that I wanted and they came up. So I looked into their store and they had great stuff. They were having a sale at the time. So I bought a lot of my beginning Copic markers there when I started my collection. I also bought a bunch of my Catherine Pooler inks, if not all of them. I also bought her cardstock, which is good for Copic coloring. They have, let's see, what else have I bought there? I've bought a lot of stuff. I've bought some mixed media stuff. She's got some very cool like rice papers. Um, let's see, Nuvo drops, stickles, gels. They have art glitter glue, which I do love, art glitter glue. And some of the companies that she works with, I think we all know and love. She has Lawn Fawn, Altenew, Greeting Farm, 49 and Market, Santoro. I bought a lot of Santoro gorgeous girls from her. Hello Bluebird, Doodlebug, Minte papers, which are beautiful. I have used those in my videos. Picket Fence, Penny Black, Mama Elephant, Stamperia. So lots and lots. She does do pre-orders, so when some of the new stamps come out, you can pre-order those from her. And I just have to say that she is wonderful to work with, always there to answer your questions. You get your order quick, always has great sales. And for this hop, she is offering 20% off until July 19th for any of you watching this, which is awesome. The code that you're going to need to use is vacation with a capital V. And I'm going to have that also in the description box below. So please show her some love and go over there if you need to purchase anything, see if she has it. And please like and subscribe. We appreciate so much your support. It helps our channels grow. And I like to interact and, meet other crafty people. I don't know everything, so it's nice to hear from you guys. And I just appreciate you coming on by. So I wanted them to be very light blondes, and I my coloring in this is fairly simple. There's a lot going on in this picture, especially when you're Copic coloring the whole thing. So I didn't feel the need to use 4 markers all the time. Generally, I stuck to 3. I liked sometimes just to put in, some lines and some details with the Copic markers and not totally blend everything out. I think sometimes that looks, I like that technique. I don't really know what they call it, but there you have it. So I'm going to color all of them blonde. I was picturing a mama and her babies swimming around, and their little turtle friend on the bottom. These stamp sets are just beautiful. I love pretty girl sets, and when they have big eyelashes like that, it's just the best. So I picked my color scheme and kind of kept with that throughout the video. I like to pick, 3 or 4, 5 color families and stick with that, because the more you use those, the more your card will flow. If you pick all sorts of different colors and stick them on your card, sometimes I find that very distracting and just too much. So I loved doing their makeup. That was very fun. So I'm just gonna finish up here going through and coloring, and then at the end of this I am going to show you some of the little embellishments put on there. I used a couple different Nuvo drops, and then I also used my Nuvo glossy marker to add some sparkle in there. When you're coloring mermaids, you do need the sparkle. So one of my favorite things to color is mermaids. I have a ton of mermaid stamps. I'm always attracted to anything under the water, um, anything vacation, sea related, hence being a travel agent. Those are my favorite. And I think the mermaids, I don't know. I just think they're so much fun to color because they're gorgeous. You can make them so pretty. You can make them all sorts of colors. There's just so many different things you could do with them. Crazy hair. Um, I colored a mermaid once to have like green skin, to actually look a little bit more like if you were a mermaid living under the sea. And I'll have to do that again and video it, because that one came out pretty cool. But here I'm going to go back to the card. I started coloring that rock you saw first there like browns, and I just didn't like it. I didn't think it stood out good. I didn't think it matched the card. I was thinking I was going to match the sand, but I did not like that. So then I grabbed some of my gray markers, and I think that looks so much better. So I use those. I have to do some marker maintenance, and I have to buy some refills. I just saw that refills came back, so I think I'm going to have to try to pick some up. My grays are so bad. They really, really need to be cleaned up. So here I finished the card, and I'm going to use some dream drops there. And the names of what I'm using also, of course, will be in the description box below. I don't know about you, but I love the dream drops. They just make perfect rounded circles. They are fun to use. I have a good collection of all the Nuvo drops, as probably everyone else does. So I also use the white blizzard drops. You can see that one's very well loved. And I wanted just some things to pop on the card, since it is a 1-layer card, all coloring. And I love with the stamps because there's a lot of little detail in them. So I kind of just went along with what was there on the stamps, where to put all my little dots. And then I filled in those 2 little splash marks by Hugs and Splashes. She also has some really cute sentiments with these digital stamps you can use for all different occasions. Then I went ahead and grabbed some more dream drops, and I did the sand there at the bottom. And there I am with that sparkle marker. I just can't get away from it. And that marker, it gives so much sparkle. I love it. I even bought the Lawn Fawn marker, and sometimes I just cannot get enough sparkle out of it. So I always go back to this one. So there you have it, and I want to thank you for staying with me. Please, please like and subscribe. Click on the hashtag to find all the other great creators, and head on over to Kelly's store, check it out. She also has a Facebook group, and all of that will be in my description.